Hi, friends. In our time together today, I want to talk about the absolute importance of tone quality in learning to play our whistles. Um, yes, I come back to this a lot, but that's because it is so important. You pay attention to professional musicians, and they're always looking for great tone quality. So I've got some comments on this and a beautiful story from a concert my wife and I attended this past Sunday. Um, there's some people that say that the whistle is not a complicated instrument. I disagree, but that's another story. I think the importance of any instrument is the beautiful tone and delight we can achieve. There's a certain resonance you can get out of a whistle you can't get out of anything else. If it was so simplistic, why does every kind of whistle sound a little different? Why is one breathy and one's a little chirpy and one's mellow and rich? If it's just so simple, and why is simplistic a bad thing? It's complicated in being able to balance the volume between the first and the second octave. And if simple's a bad thing, then why does this instrument touch your heart and my heart? But it comes back to tone quality. You could learn to play quickly. You could learn to just play a note. I'll play a G. That was sort of a G. And it's like one of those, yeah, who cares? Well, there's a huge difference between and and it took me a minute to get into the note, and it's so important. Learn to just play a clean, clear note. I would never claim an ability to do that every time I grab my whistle, but it's so, so, so important. If you're playing quickly, you might think tone quality is not important, but it's crucial to that capturing somebody's heart. If you're playing a slow air, it better resonate, and the low notes should be haunting. The high notes should be clear and grab the heart. This instrument will do that. And this is where I'm going to lead into my story. But it takes time for us to learn to be able to play that way. I've been playing July or September. So I've been playing for 27 months, 2 years, 3 months. And I'm still working on my note clarity on a fast tune, my note quality on a fast tune, on a slow tune. I love to play and listen. I want to develop the ability to play with just beautiful tones. One of my favorite things is when I'm practicing is for my wife Cindy to say, "That sounded so nice." That's like, I must have played okay. That should be one of our goals. That's a more important goal than learning to play quickly. That's a more important goal than memorizing everything. It's a more important goal than knowing 100 tunes. Tone quality. Tone quality. So here's my story. Cindy and I were at a concert. A brother of a friend that we were in college with is a professional violinist. And he's like insanely talented. Classical music. His wife was a child prodigy at the piano, got a little burnt out at one point, and she stepped back, and now she's, oh my word, to listen to the two of them play together. They played for 2 hours for us at a concert at the local university on Sunday. It was sweet. It was amazing. But, and I didn't know this brother of our friend very well. but I got a chance to meet them and chat. And their father, brilliant scholar, one of my professors in university actually, played the saw. You want to talk about a simple instrument, right? Well, but when you hear someone play that simple instrument and play it well, it's haunting. It sings. And so Dale, at the end of the concert, went and got a saw, and he played, his wife played the piano, and he played the saw, and it was beautiful. The bending of the notes, the tone, the resonance, the way it just floated through the auditorium where we were sitting was captivating. The complexity of our instrument is not the key to whether we play well. It's whether, and I had this conversation with them after. I'm like, so what do you think is the key to playing so beautifully and well? And they both drove down the road of you have to learn how your instrument wants to sing. And we've said that before, haven't we? And I was so happy to hear that. And I wanted to share that with all of us. Tone quality is central. They reached the point they're at as professional musicians, not because they have these intricate skills in playing classical music, not because she's a child prodigy, not because he was taught by so-and-so, but because they are able to know how their instruments want to sing. And so that's so important. My friend, as you're practicing, focus on learning how your whistle wants to be played. Focus on tone quality. Focus on bringing that tone quality into fast tunes, slow tunes, whatever tunes you're playing. I just wanted to encourage us with that today, my friends. That is a way to practice, and that's a skill to learn with every tune we're playing. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling, my friends.